Welcome to BR's Morning Meeting, Episode 4, Building Your Culture. What is your mission? This applies to just about any organization. When it comes to having a good culture, you have to have a mission, and everyone has to know what the mission is, and everyone has to be pulling in the same direction. So when I was doing these first few episodes of this, I had mentioned culture a few times, and it occurred to me when I was preparing to do another one that I need to actually probably start at the beginning when it comes to building a culture. So from the view of 5,000 feet above this, I kind of broke it down into 4 areas, and there's a lot more specifics, and we'll get into those as we go through some of these different episodes, but I'm trying to keep them short. So today we're going to focus on the mission statement, and there are the 4 major parts as I see it to build your culture. Is you got to have a mission, you got to have a vision, you've got to have core values, and you got to have buy-in in the organization. So today we're going to primarily stick with the mission statement. The mission statement. No mission statement. You don't have one. Well, how do you know what you're about? Or how does anyone else know what you're about? So you need to have a mission statement. I don't care how small your organization is. I don't care how minimalistic your organization is, how it's obvious that you do something, but you need to put it down on paper. You need to broadcast it. You need to make it a centerpiece of your everyday operation. So who, what, how, and where. Those are the primary things that should be in your mission statement. Now, your mission statement can be as short as Google's mission statement, which you see here on the screen, or it can be something more like what Monarch Beverage has. And Monarch Beverage is a company here in the central Indiana area. They do a tremendous job, and they have a tremendous culture. I've been there. I know people that work there. And so here's their mission statement. It's all encompassing, but it's nice and short. Mission statement doesn't have to be something you memorize. I know I've been places and I've talked to people where the leader of their organization wants them to memorize their mission statement. And I'm not saying that's a bad thing, but and I will admit there was a time in my career that I didn't think the mission statement was that important. And the longer I've been around and the more I've seen and the more I've tried to run an organization and build a culture and maintain a culture, the mission statement is where you start. Your mission statement can be more elaborate as well. Here's a mission statement I wrote for my organization a few years ago. It goes like this. Now, obviously, it's not the AAA fire department, but bear with me here. The mission of the fire department is to protect the lives and property of the citizens, visitors, and neighbors of the town and township. So there's a lot in there. There is, what are we doing? Who are we doing it for? And where are we doing it? So those important things that you might want to have in a mission statement. I'm not saying that you have to have all these elements, but these are things to consider. And when I talk about citizens, I'm talking about the people that live there, the people that pay taxes. We're talking about the visitors. In the jurisdiction I wrote this for originally, this jurisdiction had a lot of retail and a lot of people traveling through it. So those are the visitors. And then the neighbors, that's your mutual aid. You work with your neighbors, hopefully. Part of your mission is to help out your neighbor. And then we talk about what we're doing. We talk about that protection is accomplished by providing firefighting, emergency medical, hazard mitigation, technical rescue, public education, fire investigation, fire prevention services. So you talk about what it is, what are your areas you're going to focus on. If you're a fire department and you're strictly going to respond to fires and you don't really have a prevention division, so you're not out doing inspections and you really don't do EMS, then you leave that part out. Talk about what it is you're going to do. And then here we have those services are provided in the most professional manner by highly trained and educated members with strong core values. So essentially what we're talking about here is how we're going to do it. The vision statement. I'm going to talk about this a little bit because you've got to have some idea what your vision statement is. What is your vision? Where do you want to go with your organization? So you've got to have some of the bones of that together before you can do your mission statement. You probably wouldn't have the vision statement done before the mission statement. You've got to have your mission statement. However, they work together. There should be some synergy there. So where are you going? What are your goals? How do you want others to view you? That is part of the vision statement. And we'll talk about the vision statement in another episode in more detail. Core values. I'm not going to talk about the specifics of the core values today, but this is the foundation on which you will execute your mission. Look for more about this in a future episode. Buy-in. It starts at the top, but it must grow and be maintained by the whole organization. If you look at this picture, my guess is the culture at this organization is not very good. They're obviously not very well trained, and there's probably not much emphasis on safety. So buy-in, we're going to talk about that. That is a whole class in and of itself when it comes to buy-in and keeping your organization and maintaining that good culture. When I look at, for those of you that know me, I have my bachelor's degree from Indiana University, so this pains me a little bit. But I put this picture up here. If you look at this is the Purdue University men's basketball team. I can't tell you I don't know of an organization that's better when it comes to their culture. And Matt Painter, the coach, talks about their culture on a regular basis. So my challenge to you is ask yourself, do we need to change our culture? What can we do to maintain or enhance it? I hope I've given you some tools today. I hope I've made you think, and I hope you are going to work on your culture. I have other episodes that are going to relate to culture and get into more of the specifics. In the meantime, if you want to get a hold of me, you can email me. My email address is there, or you can call or text me. I really appreciate you watching. Thank you.